Hi, just wanted to give a brief update to orient you to the next couple weeks and the next couple assignments. So currently we are in week 10. If you go in that folder, basically you'll just be reviewing the Developing Interventions lecture that was covered in ABA 510. And this is really just to refresh your memory on interventions as well as to set you up for the next assignment. So over the next couple weeks, you'll be progressing as you have been. But I want to make note that I titled or I included a description of what's in the week 11 folder. And I'm indicating that the treatment protocol assignment materials are within this folder, but they're due this week as well. So I'm trying to get us back on track for due dates. So what you should do early, sometime before the next before class on 11.3 is to download this assignment. So let's just do that now. Okay, so you'll download this information and the assignment is basically asking you to write an FCT plus extinction protocol. So based on the results of our functional analysis, many of you did correctly select FCT as the most appropriate intervention. So we're going to do an FCT across the two FA conditions that maintained challenging behavior, and those were demand and tangible. So that's all the information I'm going to give. I want you to sort of fill out the rest, but I started the protocol. You could delete this section here. So I have the purpose, materials, the target behaviors, and these really come from your FA assignments. But I included another definition for functional communication because we are going to use that as an intervention. We need to collect data on communication responses. So I have a data collection section and then the intervention title. And I have a series of questions. These are not meant for you to specifically answer the questions 1 through 6, but they're meant to guide you in developing the FCT protocol. All of you are familiar with writing protocols. You wrote protocols in ABA 511. You're writing teaching programs in ABA 514. So the idea here is to write a protocol of how you would carry out the FCT plus extinction interventions. So again, these questions are just reference points for you. How does a session begin? What sort of prompting is needed to generate communication responding? What happens contingent on the response? And so forth. So keep all of that in mind. But again, you're not just simply answering these questions. You're drafting a protocol, right, of how you would run the intervention. Okay, so once you do that, you will also upload that to this assignment link. So that's week 11. Moving to week 12, the simulation will sort of have us running the intervention. So again, suspend disbelief. We're running the intervention in a session format. So for the next assignment that will follow, you will basically be updating the graph and sort of describing treatment data. So for this assignment, I'm not going to read through the instructions, but you'll download the session log. And this is basically like the session logs from the functional analysis. So you'll see this section highlighted here. You're entering these new data. Okay. So we're going to be evaluating FCT in the demand condition first. Tangible is still in baseline, okay, because we're doing a multiple baseline. So enter these data in a graph, or graph them rather, right? So you have your FA data completely graphed, and those have been embedded in your comprehensive report. You're going to create a new graph, a multiple baseline. Okay, and again, you could go back to previous weeks where I gave you a little tutorial on graphing to reference how to graph. I think that gets us set up. Oh, I also wanted to note, so what we're doing here is after you're graphing the data, I'm asking you to update your comprehensive FBA report. Right, so all of you have been working on this report from the beginning. You've added background information from the interview that we did weeks ago. Your target behaviors are defined. You included a preference assessment, the functional behavior assessment beginning with the FAST, your functional analysis section, which I think you worked on for this week, and the functional analysis graphs, and then a brief description of what they show, along with intervention recommendations. So at the end here, we're going to change, or in the weeks to come, we're going to change out this intervention recommendations to simply be intervention. And you'll describe FCT after I provide feedback on your protocol. You'll insert the graphs and then provide a brief description. Okay, so hopefully that's helpful in just giving you an idea of what's to come. Then, of course, we have some virtual meetings coming up, so we will touch base. Okay, I hope all of you are well. I know this assignment is not quite as exciting as being in person and simulating sessions, but hopefully it's giving you a better idea of the process that we go through as behavior analysts when we're doing assessment and treatment cases. Okay, that is it. Have a good week.